Right, I just finished the water sign, so please check out that video. This is for the last 2 weeks of January, end of January 2025. This is for my fire element, my Aries, my Leo, Sagittarius. Also, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe because it definitely brings the video up for more views out there, and it helps with the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Check out my information in the description box below. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do the Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Those are my fire signs. What's going on with your energy for the last? Just wanted to come out. You are good enough. The end of a tough cycle approaches. I've been really feeling that with my fire signs, and your hard work is paying off. I love it. All right, a personal issue comes to a resolution. I'm not a win-win forecast. Yes, yes, and yes. I'm not pulling any more cards. I was getting very excited, and I'm gonna stop here. All right, so guys, my fire signs, the energy that I'm picking up, the vibe that I am getting is y'all are trucking along with a different attitude. You're like, yeah, this shit is going down, but I'm here for it. Shit is hitting the fan. The world's crumbling, going crazy right before our eyes. But we're going to keep on trucking. We are doing this. And the end of a tough cycle approaches. There's a shift. There's a great energy that feels like, especially I know for my fellow Sagittarians, we have had, I love astrology. I'm an astrologist or enthusiast, and I look up where the planets are stations and stuff like that. Like I know that Pluto entered Aquarius and will be there for a very long time. And even though it's one of the smaller planets, outer planets, it has such a powerful effect on us, and it is about our reinvention, revolution, like standing up for a new time. That now that the world's crumbling before our eyes, we're in a place where we're creating. And I feel like, and please check out your personal birth chart where your placements are. You could have fire anywhere in your chart, rising, moon, sun. But what I feel really strongly with my fire sign is that regardless of what they've been through in the last decade plus, is finally starting to pay off. They're finally starting to feel like they can put down their wands and work, but have some sort of a winning. Because I feel like that's what's going on with the fire signs. They feel like they're putting in a lot of work and they don't feel as rewarded, or like they're winning, or things are moving fast enough, or there's just like one hiccup after another. Things can be going great in the career, but then the personal life is just complete shambles. And it's not shambles at all. Maybe this will get better. No, it's like transformative type shit. So I love that the first card to further get into this energy is the Fool card. The 9, we are in a 9 year. So again, that confirms the Fool. It's a win-win situation. Hard work is paying off. It's confirming the beginning cycle of like, yeah, I'm gonna jump off this cliff, but I'm gonna bring with me so much of the lessons learned that I'm gonna land, and I'm gonna coast on this one. If that makes sense. The 9 of Wands is also confirming the end of a tough cycle. It is towards completion. Wands for me is not just, like the energy and the passion, but it is a lot of wisdom. And my fire signs. Ooh, I didn't even know this was out. The Queen of Pentacles. I feel like my fire signs have learned a lot about money responsibility, money challenges, money. Their finances have played a really big part in their life. It feels like it's been a constant battle. Oh, yes. Oh, my Lord. That's it. Okay, so get ready, guys, because shit's about to change. And I yes, you can call me, you can book me, you can, because we on personal, I can get into more information, but I can tell you right now that the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles, what? This is not just like happy family, you know, love, feeling really truly loved, feeling like out of all these people, if not all of them, there's enough for you to feel really truly loved. And the way that you feel it, you're also giving it. So it's a really beautiful exchange of love. And this is why it's a 10, because it comes from completing a cycle and then going back to what is 10 reduced to 1, the self. If you've done the work, which I think a lot of my fire signs have had to do the work, I've had no choice but to do the work, face the work. There's Saturn in Sagittarius for me for 9-10 good years where I kept getting after another, like the lessons, especially when it came to the finances and having that independence, have been such a beating that I'm surprised I'm sitting here to talk about it. But this is because I'm here to talk about it. The self-love, self-care, self-nourishment, self-awareness, self-presence, self-healing, all the self things. I think that especially I'm talking a little bit, I guess more I'm going to be biased towards my Saggies, because I know 1000% we have experienced challenge that, you know, looking back, thinking, you know, in hindsight, how the did we get through that? Just how? And we've had to figure out the how, which is why this is coming up. You know, again, I think you've probably heard me say this before in my other videos when the 10 of Pentacles comes out. I think in one of my videos I accidentally called it the Cups, but anyway, it is the Pentacles. It's both of them are here, but the reason why I like this one so much more, or it's just so good, is because it's the cycle of finally all this hard work that's paying off comes with the details that you've worked with so hard comes back to you. So the resources, the connections, the truths, the, you know, the knowledge, the finances come, you know, into real organization. So that way, you know, you can have what you need to build the life you desire. And that's obviously different for each person. You know, I've come to a place in my life personally that I feel like what would make me so happy is to have a farm and have my farm animals be my closest friends. I want horses, I want cows, I want chickens, I want pigs, I want dogs, I want the whole ranch. And I just want to live in the ranch and talk to my buddies and live happily ever after. I really feel that way. Like I've always wanted that way, because I grew up in Puerto Rico, and although as a child I really didn't appreciate it, I spent all of my summers in Puerto Rico with my grandparents up in the campos of the hills of Puerto Rico, and they had the farm, and I had to milk the cows and, you know, board the horses and the chicks, and I had to do all that. And I really didn't appreciate it as much as I could have. I mean, I enjoyed it, but there was a part of me that I went to Puerto Rico. God, I'm ranting about myself, boy. I went to Puerto Rico during the summers, but I was raised in New York, Bronx, New York. And at a time when hip hop was just beginning. So I was torn. Like, you're going to take me out of the streets from like hip hop, like Be Girly, to milk some cows? So it was difficult to say the least, but I did it. And all of that feels like I could really appreciate that I was raised that way. And it really comes to full circle that I can now, in this time of my life, say I would love to have farm animals, to have a ranch and have a farm. And I feel like with my fire signs, it really come to all of this hardship has brought me to this place, because now I can really say and feel and do that thing, that desire, that want. I can have that. And it's not going to come with another. And it might, I'm not saying that life is going to be fucking rainbows, lollipops, and sugar plums. Nope. I mean, that don't even sound right. But it's, there will always be life challenges, especially in the world that we're living in now and what's happening in the next 2 weeks with the new presidency and the world falling apart, burning down, and all the things that just have been devastatingly shocking. Like, everything is in our face now, all the good, all the bad, the evil, like there's no hiding it. It's not under, like, everything is in the last 8 to 10 years. The greed, the evil has just been up out of, that always been there, now it's just really in your face. And there's no you know, unless you pretend, unless you just straight pretend that this world has not been changing so rapidly, you know, at a time that, waits obviously for no one. And if you're not prepared, you're left behind, and it's just gonna suck. Okay? But back to where we are. Wow. All right. How far am I? Okay. 11, 12 minutes. The Tower card. So a breakdown to get to rebuild. A lot of the fire signs had to leave so much behind. Is still struggling with or challenged by understanding love, relationships and love, with partners. But we have a new opportunity here. I'm going to stop. I said I was going to stop. I don't know why I'm pulling more cards. Yeah, stopping. I have been pulling some good cards with my fire signs. I also feel like there's a new relationship coming up here with my fire signs. A lot of new beginnings, new experiences. If you've been a fire sign that has been through so much crap and you're just like, I want to experience something that I have never experienced before in my life, a feeling that I have never ever felt before, this is going to be your time where you experience that. You're going to remember this part if you ever go back and be like, that was that moment that girl was just like, I never felt this before. It's freaking amazing. How can we have this happen over and over and over again? And that's truly how you transform your life. You manifest more of those good feelings. Just keep manifesting more of those feelings. Feel it inside. A part of learning manifestation is to pretend that you already have these things. And that has been the challenge for so many of us, not just my fire sign, but all of us who say, okay, I'm gonna learn how to pretend that I'm gonna live this life that I desire. But then I open my bank account and that's just it's not lining up. Kind of hard for me to pretend. But no, it's just like, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I have another opportunity, I have another moment, that I have another moment to create that. Because it does take time and it is a practice. And I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to just now go to the next deck. And I'm going to pull just a couple more cards with what to leave you guys thinking about in the next couple weeks that can help. My channel is of the highest light. When I do readings, I always protect my energy in the highest light and those of others, and now this channel. So anything, like all the negativity, all the judgments can go, where? Back to the low vibrational frequency that it belongs in, like not here, not this channel. So the readings that I'm doing and the insightful guidance that I partake in is something that is of the highest light for all of us. And I think that's part of the revolution, that's part of the evolution. Okay, so my fire signs, you got a King of Cups coming, because the last thing that I wanted to say was love, because it keeps coming up, and it came up here too. This is what we're going to be left with thinking in the next few weeks, especially with what's going on around our lives personally and collectively. What situation in our life requires us to balance our emotions and carefully observe them? The King of Cups. The King of Cups are water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. If you have that in your chart, this is a time where regardless of what goes on, through these shifts of transformation that feel really good and are coming to conclusions, and that rough cycle is coming to an end, and you are more seated in your soul of your, the soul of your seat, how could you balance out the self more? Like, how could you continue bringing awareness to situations, bringing love and awareness to the situation, and how to not lose your shit, because we're fire signs, right? And the water signs, sometimes the water will come and just like put the fire out. You know what I mean? With water and fire, you want steam. You want that the hot and sexy steam, not like for the water signs to come and just like shut our shit off. So how can we balance those two elements? How can we balance the water with the fire and really create something that feels warm and yummy and sensual? And when those two elements come together, it can be really beautiful. And that's what I got for my fire signs. Alrighty. If you'd like to book a personal, insightful guidance session with me, please check out my information in the description box below. I'm going to go now before I can't say another word. Okay, bye. Peace, love, and happiness. I love you guys. Mwah.